Hello YouTube friends and subscribers. We've got a Mk7 Golf here with a fog light that is a little bit steamed up and seems to be full of condensation. So what we're going to do today is remove the fog light, inspect it, make any repairs that we think are necessary and reinstall. You can see there's quite a bit of condensation inside this fog light. So I think what we're going to do is remove it and see if there's any holes that's allowing road water to get inside the light. Now I'm not sure, but my guess is that once you've got the road wheel off, you can get access to that fog light. I don't know what this thing does here. Sort of a porthole. But perhaps if we undo some of these bolts here, we might get some access. Because I don't want to take the whole bumper off if I can help it. Now let's just see. I guess that one there is probably part of it. No doubt there are some underneath here as well. Definitely one here and one more over here. Well, in the end I've got eight screws out, and now my guess is, just watch how this goes back together. So this goes underneath in most cases. Hello, there's another one up here. So that part of the wheel mudguard goes underneath the bit above it. That is so the water runs down that way, I guess. Out she comes. And that allows us to see I believe this is the fog light. Right, so it looks like there's a fixing here and there's a fixing behind that plug, which you may or may not just about be able to see. And as far as I can tell, they're the only two fixings. Obviously this thing is connected to this electrical supply. I can only assume that is that plug there. I've got no reason to think that it's correct, except it's the only thing available for disconnecting. So we might have a go at that, I guess. Now, as anybody who has worked on Volkswagens knows, these clips can be very awkward to get off if you don't know how they work. The trick is you push the thing in as if you are connecting it up to its female component. You push the thing in hard and then you pull back on this latch thing here, and that will actually just release and let the two parts just drop apart. There's nothing to do with a screwdriver shoving in any of these holes, bending backwards and forwards. You push this part down into the female part, and at the same time if you can get the access, get your thumb on this catch here and just pull it back, and the thing would just drop apart. It can be very difficult if you haven't done that before. Right, I've undone the I've undone the bolt to the right and just slacken this one off and see what happens. Right, so when you've taken the top bolt out and the one down the side, the light should actually, if you push upwards, it should slide off its moorings, and then I think it should come out. As you know, guys, we don't do rehearsals on this channel. The small pipe there with the ribbed lead is actually the juice pipe to illuminate the lamps in this fog light fitting. The other connector is to do with the main headlight, so there's no need to take that apart. But if you have already, it was a good lesson on how to undo one of those rather tricky but rather clever connectors. Now, so here we have a fog light, and the question is, how is this moisture getting inside? A very good question. This looks a bit suspect. Something that's been busted off and stuck back down. Also, dirty great crack in here. So we have a couple of options: get a fresh spotlight, or see if we can repair this one. You can see there's quite a bit of water in there. The first thing we're going to have to do is get that water out. You can call me an amateur if you like, guys, I don't mind. I've drilled a tiny hole in the bottom of this fog lamp, and these things are about £30 on eBay. So if we're going to throw it away, why not just drill a hole through it and put it back and see if it fills up again. But I don't think it will, because I'm going to silicone around the top here. I'm going to silicone around this bit, which I'm trying to show you now. Now I'm going to silicone around that broken lug, but I mean, it looks as if it's been fixed with solvent weld cement. I doubt whether that would be leaking, and to be honest, I have my doubts that that split would be leaking. So I'm going to cover that with silicone gunk and then reinstall the whole thing. Okay, so we know that this is not required, so we'll put this back together. You'll just hear it click when it joins. So that's that out the way. So what I did is drill that tiny hole out. I don't know whether to just silicone that up or leave it so that any more moisture that's in there can actually run out. I think we'd leave it. So the next thing I'm going to do is sling some silicone on here, just the normal screw fix silicone. This will fix anything. Yeah, that is not a pretty look. using the thumb method, I'd be very surprised if that leaks. Obviously the danger is you're going to smother yourself in it putting the thing back. And this end, where that broken lug is, can you see that? I'm going to do the same here, just using the old ordinary everyday silicone tool. Just going to whack that around that potential leak like that. Just smooth it out a little bit. We'll soon find out. We'll soon find out if we've got the silicone in the right place. Now what I'm going to do now is fit it back into its position and try not to get myself caked up with silicone. Connect up the juice. Let's connect up the electrical stuff first. That's in, and then the whole chunk just goes in, and the whole chunk just goes in, and when it's in the right place, it just drops and slots into position, and then we can see the bolt hole is here and the other one's up here, just two. So that's the top fixing, and the other fixing is just behind that connector. Now all we need to do now is replace the wheel arch liners, and we're all good to go. You can see what I've done here. I've just temporarily pulled the arch liner out of the way so that I didn't have to take the whole flipping lot out, because they can be quite fiddly. And when you're sure you've put all your screws back in around the wheel arch liner, and they're nice and tight, it's okay to put the road wheel back on. Well, thanks very much for watching, everyone. Hope you found that moderately interesting. How to remove a fog light on a Mk7 Golf and reinstall. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you'll be able to see what else I get up to in the DIY jobs around the car and around the house too. Thanks again for watching.